Hello there, my name's Mark and these are my dice tales. Today I'm going to be starting my campaign of Rampant Vikings in the Sun. What does that mean? So this book presents three campaigns that are 3 scenarios long, and they're all based on the story or the saga of Harald Hardrada. Harald Hardrada was exiled from his country as a teenager, sort of 14, 16-year-old or something like that. It's set in 1044 to 1066 roughly, and it's in northeast Judea in the first campaign. He then goes on to, there's a Sicily campaign and an Italy campaign. The first campaign is 3 missions long. It has Harald Hardrada and his Viking band working for the Fatimids and the Byzantines, and he's helping them turf out some banditry's nuisance. The bandits are Muslims in this book, but they're described as romantic, in a romantic-esque vibe, a bit like Robin Hood. It mentions that in the book. So I like the little historical tidbits. Though I do have no historical models myself, I am going to be using the noble elves for the Muslim bandits, because they have a very cavalry-based force, and I'm going to be using Chaos Warriors, Despoilers for my Viking forces. How the campaign works, so they're only 3 missions long, and it just gives you limits on your units that you can take. So it limits the Vikings to having no elite cavalry, having 2 heavy cavalry, and 3 elite foot. So that's not all in one game, but however, in the first game, I do take 2 heavy cavalry units. So if the first game if they are wiped out, then that's it. I can't take any heavy cavalry in game 2 or game 3. Or if you downgrade them to light or foot, something like that. However, if they're only reduced to half strength, I can either have them miss game 2, that's scenario 2, or I can field them in game 2 at half strength. That seems risky to me. Half strength units are only rolling 6 dice, does not seem worth it game rule wise. I think that is it. So the first mission is escorting. Harold's going to be escorting a Byzantine dignitary. One annoyance that I had with the book is that it does present you with a force list for the bandits and a force list for a recommended force list for the Vikings. So I went away and made both these lists and painted them up, and I was already at the table. When I got to read campaign number 1, it said no elite cavalry, so I painted up and had my elite cavalry ready. So that was a minor annoyance. Next, because it's an escort mission, it has you bring in sort of the unit that you're escorting, or sort of some such, and it says replace one of your units with light cavalry javelin men. These represent the Fatimid escorts that are going with you. Though your bodyguards, there needs to be that faction represented on the table as well. So take out one of your units, so I had to remove my heavy foot in this case and replace them with light cavalry. Just a minor annoyance. I would have liked to have the list there and ready to go, because that's how you read through the book. You get the list, you go, oh yeah, no, I'll make that, I'll paint that. Get to your first mission, can't use that. University of Edinburgh, feedback, thanks. Minor annoyance. I mean, make your own armies, you don't have to stick to the recommended. They are only recommended. Gameplay wise, we're going to see the Vikings deploy in the centre, and the Muslims, the noble elves. I think I'm just going to try and use the word elves and Vikings from now on, so I don't accidentally insult anyone. The Vikings are going to deploy in the centre and along a road, and they need to get off the table. They will score victory points for getting units off the table. The bandits will score victory points for wiping out the opposing force. So if they wipe out a unit, they're going to get 2 victory points. If they get them to half strength, 1 victory point. There's also a dignitary in the centre of the table. If you have the most units around him at the start of your turn, you get to roll to move that unit as well. He's got a move of 5 plus and moves 8. If you get him off the table, 3 victory points. There are glory boasts in here, but because I'm playing solo against myself, I find them quite hard to keep in my brain while doing the 2 games, and they're less of a surprise at the end. I do like them in 2-player games, and you can sort of have that hidden victory point goal that you're trying to do. Your opponent's wondering, why is that unit snaking off around there? Because he needs to be on that side of the board for victory points at the end of the game, things like that. And sometimes you can steal a win by glory points. Because I'm playing solo, it's not a matter. So the Vikings are deployed. The enemy, the bandits, are going to appear as and when. I think that's it. Get to the table and see how this plays out. See if we lose any units and have to delve into that limited resource of the campaign. Oh, both commanders have the commanding traits, so any unit that fails a move, attack or shoots, you can reroll once per turn. So that is literally the best trait in the Lion Rampant book. If the commander dies, there are sub-commanders listed in the book. I think that's it. I think that's all I need to say. Let's get to the table. I've mentioned it's 1044. I mentioned it's in North East Judea, Bethlehem, River Jordan. And we've mentioned the units, and we've mentioned the swaps units. Checklist done. Let's get to the table. See you on the side. Always timestamps below. Let me know in the comments what you think. Okay, this is the table for Vikings in the Sun, Campaign Mission 1. Now, I've just had to check the rules. They have an army list for Vikings in the book. However, when it comes to the campaign, it states that you have no elite cavalry. So I've just hastily swapped those, changing their points. They're now going to be heavy bow cavalry. The same as these lighter chaps here. So that's what you can do with that. Also in the first mission, it takes out your heavy foot and instead, well, you take out one of your units and you have to replace it with light javelin cavalry. So they are representing the Fatimids escort of the dignitary in the middle. The dignitary doesn't fight, he's not a hero or anything. He's just someone that we have to get off the table, off the road. We are both competing for him. He can be killed. However, he's worth 3 victory points. So whoever's got the most closest units to him gets to control him and try and move him. So that's going to be in our favour. I think that's a good point. I might drop the camera on the floor here. I think we've got a little bit of rolling space there. Let's kick this game off. I should have already done the introductions of the units. So let's see what we're going to move first. I'm going to try and move the skirmishers down here. They have a move value of 5+, should be easy. 4, no. Okay, so that would pass the turn over to the enemy. However, we do have Harold, and he can re-roll a failed move test. So there we go. With a failed move, shoot or attack, he can do everything. He's got commanding skill. Because I'm playing on 50mm, I'm using inches, but I'm going to halve all the ranges listed in the book. So these can move 8, so I'm going to move 4. They will just move along the road there. They already moved off the camera. Yes, just off camera. And let's see, it will take them another 2 moves to get off the board. Victory point wise, 2 points for every unit I get off the board at full strength, 1 point if I get them off at half strength. The enemy will get 2 points for wiping out a unit, or 1 point for getting a unit down to half strength. So we've done that. We will go with Elite Foot, try and get them up. No, we'll go with Dignitary in the middle. He has a move of 5+. 5, 6, 7. And again, he also moves 8, so he has to stay outside of a 3-inch bubble, so that's 1.5 on my scale. We will try his cavalry. 5, they need a 5, good. So they move 12, so they can go 6 inches. I might just get them on the edge of that rough terrain, you know. They think they can see some bandits moving around. Just go check it out, guys. So they won't be classes in the rough terrain because I've only got 1 guy in it. But and interestingly, these guys are on smaller bases to everyone else. Everyone else is on 2x4. They're on about, I don't know, 3 centimetres. That gives you more room on the table. I'm wondering whether to rebase everyone to that size. See, we're still going. Elite Foots, let's move you up. 5+. They are quite slow. They're only moving 3. This is Harold, the leader himself, is here. I don't want to get my leader off the table so soon. He'll lose his special ability. And his very colourful troll pack. As discussed earlier on, I'm going to drop saying Muslim and Viking. I might just refer to these as Chaos. Who am I moving? I've rolled a good roll. Skirmishers, I guess. Skirmishers. What are they moving for? So I have 1.5. And there you can see my 3-2-1 basing, or 3-1 basing anyway. Move things along a little faster. Cavalry here. Heavy bow. 5+, 5 inches. Again, just going to separate a little bit. So everyone's moving. And finally, heavy bow at the back. Oh, that's some good dice rolling. Was that on the camera? I reckon that's roundabouts. There or thereabouts. So we're all in a circle around. Now the enemy will go. What we're going to choose first. I think we'd start with archers. So light missiles. Let's see where they're going to be hidden. I don't have to go with this. This is just to try and represent. 5. Archers right at the front there. We'll swing the camera around. That's where number 5 is, just that little lake at the back. Ha ha! I am Robin Hood. It describes in the book that this Muslim bandit is a bit of a poet. I'm sure I've gone into this. And it does actually mention Robin Hood in the book. They are my elves. We will stop you and waylay. He wants to waylay this dignitary. Weird place to pop up. Heavy elite. Can elite archers damage heavy elite? Let's see. We're going to go for it. We'll take out Harold straight away. Take out the bodyguard. I think that's tactically sound. So, attack value, shoot value. I think we need a 6+. 5, 6, we've got it. Shoot value, 4+. He's definitely in range. So, take all your 12 dice. 12 pluses, 4 pluses, and that's a lot. 4, that's 1 guy dead. 1.5 guys, so not as many as I thought. So, 1 troll gets taken out. Harold, shield wall, puts his shields up, and 1 guy fails to get shield in time. They would make a morale test. Pretty hard to fail this. Very hard to fail it when you roll like that. So they are fine after the courage test. Get another unit on the board. Let's sort of see where they might appear. Number 2. The hills at the back, classic pincer movement. So, hills at the back. I'm just going to move my wobbly camera. There we go, number 2. Just getting them on the edge there. Should decide who's going to come on. Feel like a cavalry. So we've got our archers on the board. I think we're going to go with a light cavalry. I really like these models. These are Forest Dragons, light elven Reaver cavalry. They are going to, let's see, what would their charge be? They could potentially charge, oh, they'd be shooters really, wouldn't they? They've only got a 3-inch range, so they'd have to move up. They could skirmish along the edge. Let's try for a skirmish. That'll be a 7+. 6. Unfortunate. That is turnover for the High Elves. And back to the Chaos Vikings to react. I think the first reaction is elite foot into those archers. Swing the camera around. Ooh, do we even want to get closer? Should we try that? I've got nowhere to roll now, but come back and do the rolling. What do we need to roll? We need an attack of 5+. Plenty, that's a 9. And we need all our dice back. Archers can't skirmish or anything, so Harold reacts. Oh, I think this is going to be a massacre. Attack value 3+. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 hits. Armor 2, 4 archers dead. So we can take a 3 and a 1 off. That's the beauty. Bump, bump. They will react. So we're still at full strength when they were attacked, so they still get to roll 12. And they are defense value 5+. Ooh, quite good. I think they're going to take out another troll. They're really sticking it to him. That's 1 troll dead. Oh, 2. Blooming nasty archers. Ba-dunk, ba-dunk. That is, he's at half strength. Jinkies. Didn't expect that to happen. Wow. So they're both going to take a morale test. Archers, 5. What are they needing? They need to roll 4+. So 6. They are broken. They did lose more models. I don't know why I've got the table here. They're actually going to get off the table. Retreat off. Oh, makes for a quick game. I don't mind that. Morale for Harold himself. Not good. 3, 4, 5. He needs 3+, and he's lost 3. So he's failed as well. And he will move. I need to check the rules on what he's going to... Would he retreat off the table edge? To the nearest table edge instead? It feels like he's running after this spin. It's a bit crazy. We'll go with nearer the table edge, I think. We might check on the rules on that later on. So, wow. Devastating first. So, the rules state in the next game, I either don't take them, or I deploy them at half strength next game. And they do have a secondary commander, so if you don't take Harold himself, he does have a second in command in the book. We'll get into that in the after game show. Okay, next, what we're going to do about the guys at the back. I think we're just going to move everyone forward. Move everyone forward. Skirmishers at the front, 5+. They're done. This could be... I've played this game twice. I played it once with the elite. Because they have wild charge, that might be why they've taken them out of the campaign. Because you can't get them off the table if they're wild charging at things. What was it? I'm doing a four movement down here, wasn't I? Seeing Harold run off the table there. Go with the dignitary himself. Plenty. We will get his escorts. 4. That's a fail. So that is back to the noble elf, the noble attacking banditry elves. We've lost 1 unit. We've got the guys at the back. Let's try and get someone else on the table. We've already come up with number 5. Let's come up with number 4, because that's closest to the dignitary. Oh, number 1. Right. Let's swing around these ruins here. I'm going to have Fierce Foot be hiding in those ruins. Ruinous ruins. They are represented by my Sword Master Elves. Loosely place them around there, and Fierce Foot attack on a 5+. That's an 8, so we're going, and they're going to attack, so charge forward. Oh, Bow Cavalry. They have counter charge. I think it's a 7+. 5, 6, 7. So we're both going to charge into each other. They see the Fierce Foot's coming from the ruins and quickly wheel round. So we're both going to be using our attack values. Let's go with the Fierce Foots first of all. I think I'm missing a footman. Here we go. Join the battle. You don't want to miss that. And we're hitting on 3+. Ferocious. What does ferocious mean? It's not. There's no reroll 1s or anything. I can't quite remember. Rulebook. Normal attack and defense when in rough terrain. Technically, they were hiding in rough terrain, but they had to come out to attack. 3+. Their armor of these guys is 3. So that's 1, 2. The elves are rolling hot. 3 guys. Nasty, half strength. And they will fight back at full strength, though, because they managed to do a counter charge. 4+. Can they do as many? And armor is 2. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, you got 3 as well. Take off 1 stand. And now do a morale test for both of them. We'll do the Viking horseman first of all. 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Minus 3. So that's 7. Plenty. They needed courage of 4. Fierce Foot, courage of 4. Again, and they've lost 3. Plenty. They're both sticking with it. Both lost 3. How does the retreat work? I think it's the attacker gets pushed back. So he retreats into his ruins, giving them the 3-inch bubble. 1 inch, 1.5 inch in my case. There we go, the Battle of the Ruins is done. Still the Noble Elves' turn. We're going to try and skirmish with the Bow Cavalry. We've got it this time, so they can run down the hill. I'm just moving in without even measuring, but I'm sure it's going to be plenty. And they're going to fire off their javelins. Probably needs to get a little bit closer, which they could have done. Ride by shooting. Done the skirmish. Does that make it 6 to attack? Well, I've got a couple of 6s anyway. Let's find out. It would be 5s, but I think skirmish does make it harder. -1 to their dice scores. Half move and shoot. Probably didn't quite get as far up the front. Half move and shoot. That's close enough though. -1 to the dice scores. So yeah, ultimately that doesn't mean needing 6s. Their armor's 3, so we shot one down. The guy with the broken lance there, I don't like him. He's going. And a morale test. Plenty. It's only really worrying when you roll a 2 or a 1. You think, okay, still, Noble Elves coming in. Noble Elves. I reckon it's going to be a number 4 coming in for those escorts. Are we going to go with... I'm going to bring in the heavy cavalry. Let's see. I'm going to say an attack of 5+. We've got it. Coming out from behind the field, we'll charge in. Pesky bandits. They can skirmish. Skirmishing really makes them very weak. It reduces their armour to something ridiculous. So they're going to hold the ground. They can't countercharge. It keeps their armour at 3. But the attack, so we rolled the attack, 4+. And armour 3. 1 down, 2 down. Doesn't quite get 3 down, 2 down. Ugh. Attack back. Grab all these dice. Striking back on, we defense value of 6. 6 is needed. Armour of 3 as well, so we need 3 6s. 1, 2. We don't do any damage back to them. So I think we are then take off my casualties, push back. I'm fast and loose with my movements and measuring. And we take a morale test. We've lost 2. 3, 4, 5. -2 is 3. Their courage is 5+. They are broken. They're going to be galloping off to an edge. So I think they move 6 back. Where would they run to? They're going to move 3 back. Can't quite get there. I think they'll just sort of leg it in that general direction. I think we're not too far from where they'd be. They're just mill around. Broken. There we go. Broken. Tokens from Mantic's Vanguard. Not half points though, so they need to get them down, lose another one to get a victory point. So we've already got a victory point here. Anyway, still the Noble Elves' turn. We've got some light spears, and we've got some cavalry without spears. Oh, cavalry with bows. We'll bring on the cavalry with bows. We're going to say bow cavalry coming on from number 3. It does say any number of units could be hidden, and then any other units can come on the board side. I guess I've used every slot then, so my next unit has to come on from a board side. They can come on right in front there. Spears. Oof. This could be a bad boob trap. What did I just roll? Did I roll that? I wasn't looking. Roll again. I'm going to say it's a skirmish because these are bow guys again. They're going to come out of the forest. I don't have 2 sets of Reavers painted up, so these are Forest Dragons Bretonian light squires, I think. I really enjoyed painting all the different colours on these horses. This one, I think, is one of my favourite. The yellow ones, not so much. And that's a champion guy. Some of the bay ones, the grey one, looks fantastic. These are with the contrast paints. We're going to skirmish on. We just skirmished on, and they're going to attack. They will have a range of 6, whereas the other guys only have a range of plenty. Rolling 5+. And we're going to go into the skirmishes. We want points. We just want to shoot. No, we'll go for the bow. We're going to go for the other bow guys. 1, 2, 3. That's 1 dead. 1, 2. Oh, twink. Unlucky. Dun, 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 dun. Needed 5s. Okay, so we shot another one down. Makes them make a morale test though. So let's see what they get. 6 -2. Armour 4 just made it. They are sticking around. They're not worried being assaulted by javelins and bows on both sides. And then I think we just got spearmen, and like we said, they're going to come on in front at the edge over there. So that's a move action for them. Double 1, they fail it. So spearman tries to come on here. Not going to do it. What is Harold Hardrada going to do? We need the dignitary off the table. We need to recover our broken. Recover the elite foot first of all. 3, 4, 5. Courage is 3, but we've lost 3. So I've rolled 2. We failed again. I think you lose a hit point for that, don't you? And I think that'll get him off the table. So he's half strength, he's broken, and he's fled the field. Not a good showing, Harold. This is meant to be your showcase. What are you doing? He was much better in my last game. He was much better. Horses. Fatimids. Bretonian Knights in this case. They look like they're rallying. They look... they've only lost 2, so yeah, plenty. Throw that token away. They're probably going to seek a bit of revenge. They actually want to sort of form up and protect the dignitary. Now, we need to move. Dignitary, get off the table. 5+ needed, 6 plenty. Moving 4. Like it. There's a lot of fighting going on over here, but he's going to have to run through it. Action movie sequence, fighting going on all around you. Skirmishers want to skirm a bit. Fail! They all needed to move. They needed 5+. They've lost the reroll of the commander. So that puts it back. I need to get the spearman on in front of this guy, so I'm going to do a move. We don't have anyone broken on the on the elf side. So spearmen need 5+ to come onto the board. 5, just about done it. Aha, dignitary, you've fallen into a trap. Spread out, guys. Block his way. You thought you could escape us. Why are they talking in that accent? What are they... Strange elves. Strange elves. What are they doing? Skirmishers can fight in. They could ride in. We've got this fight going on here. I think they had such a good charge last time. They're going to charge again. And again, they're going to hold the ground. So we need attack value of 5+. Plenty. Hassan al-Souk, the bandit leader. Full strength. I've still got all 12 dice there. Heavy cavalry hit on 4+. They're striking an armor of 3, so that's 1 down. 2 down. Just 2 down this time. Bum, 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 bum. They weren't at half strength, so they're striking back in their defense value of 6. 6 is needed. And again, only 1. They can't pierce the armor of these tough, heavy cav. So again, morale test is looking bad though. And it's a low morale test. 3, 4, 5 minus 4, so it's down to 1. So they're broken, which has them fleeing away. So they're not going to be able to rescue the dignitary. Run away! Somewhere like that. Kind of got deep, deep shadows. Swing across the table, see the action. Trying to get the dignitary off the table. It's just been blocked by some light infantry, some of the bandits. We have the bandits coming in with bows and javelins, attacking the heavy bow cavalry of the Vikings. And we've got some heavy bow cavalry fighting some ferocious foot in some ruins here. Still the elves' turn. So we're going to try for the javelins. And they're just going to do a shoot. 6+ needed. And now they're hitting on 5+. Shoot value, yep, 5+. 1, 2. Armor 3. Oh, they missed out. That's unlucky. So javelins fail to pierce the heavy cavalry's armor this time. The missiles will shoot into the same guys. They want to try and just knock one guy off. They'll get a point. 2 points for that. 1 point for that. They passed their attack. 5+ again. Much better. It's 1 down. That's all they needed, really. And that puts them at half strength. That was a threat that I wanted to take out. And they'll make a courage test from that. So 3. And their courage is 4+. They are broken. They'll move. They'll head home. Head home, Jack. This has been disastrous. This has been a well-executed bandits attack. Disastrous for the Viking, looking to make his name. Is a mercenary company down in the Crusader States. Dead Sea, was that what we call it? Anyway, who else have we got to go? So we've had javelins shoot, we've had bowmen shoots, we've had horsemen charge. They've moved onto the table. We're down to the fierce foot again, and they're in their element, so they are going to charge again. 3, 4. That is not a good number. They need an attack 5, and the reroll is way over there. So they stay, but they stay within their ruins, which is probably pretty good for them. They fight better in the ruins. Half heavy cavalry, right? Because it's a campaign, they will die and not come back into the next game if they don't survive. So that was a fail, so it's back to the Vikings. The Vikings are now going to try and get off the table. They've got no one that's broken. We need the skirmishers to engage them, maybe so the dignitary can get off the table. That'll be something. Skirmishers engage. So they're going to do an attack. Are they better at shooting? No, yes, better at shooting because they won't take casualties. So 7+ needed to shoot. Hit, that's a lucky. Full strength, needing 6s. 1, 2, and armor is 2. That's 1. 1 elf down. Shoot the trumpeter. Morale test, I don't think you can fail it. Can't fail it. Dignitary. 5+ to move the dignitary. He is on his game. He knows what he's doing. Get behind. Get in front. Does it really matter where you go? Technically, I think it'll be that way. Trying to get around his skirmishing guys. And the heavy cav are going to try and move as well. Plenty. They are going to try and flee 10. Something like that. Oh, did we rally the broken? I think I've forgotten that. 6. Minus 4, 2. Failed again. I think we're losing. They keep losing strength points, don't they? You would have legged it. They'll get even further. All the actions going on down there now as we're running off the table. Skirmishers in the middle. They're just going to move. 5. They get a move action. They're moving it. They can block these heavy cav at least. I don't think anyone has wild charge. The Fiercefoot have wild charge. Okay, next turn. Are they in range? Heavy cav. Try and capture that dignitary to get close. Just going to double check the rules of moving the dignitary. Right, it's the greatest number of units at the start of the turn. So there are 2 enemy units near him at the moment. So the Vikings are going to move him first. Now I reckon he's 2 moves away from getting off the edge of the corner of that table. However, if we get the spearmen in and the cavalry in, that'll stop him moving. I think cements victory for the bandits. So heavy cav. Yeah, just move them in. They've got tough armour. They can literally tank it out in the middle there. Then go for the spearmen. Spearmen might as well charge the skirmishers. 7, needing 6+. Spearmen going on the skirmishers there. 5 pluses. 2, 3. Skirmishers have armour of 1. 3 dead. And skirmishers will fight back, needing 6s. 2, and that's another one down. So we can take off a 1er and bring back the trumpeter. Someone's picked up the trumpet. And then morale, because the skirmishers are down to half strength. 5, 6, so they're 3, courage is 5, they're broken, they will flee. I think they will be just off the table edge. So that will cement control of the dignitary. I think I would call that game. I can't see any way of helping poor Harold Hardrada out. So we've got Fiercefoot in there. They need 7+ of charge. If I played on, I'm probably wiping out the Elite Foot. But I think I'd call that game, to be honest. I don't think there's much going on defence-wise. I will give the dignitary to Hassan. A solid victory for the elves playing as the Muslim romantic bandits. Okay, let's go to the after game. Hello there, thank you for watching and staying with me this far. So, did you see the battle? What did you think? Who were you rooting for? Were you rooting for Harold Hardrada, the Chaos Vikings? Or were you rooting for Hassan's Wolves, the poetic Muslim bandits? Though the book is Vikings in the Sun, obviously I want to support Harold Hardrada and the Vikings. He had a hard time in that battle. I have a soft spot for the noble elves. I really like those models. They were my first army as a teenager, and so it's a win both ways for me. And it's a solo game, so it's a win both ways for me. What did you think? Could you see a turning point in that battle? I couldn't quite work out why Harold failed this time. Was I being hard on myself in when I made the Hassan's Wolves pop out of the train? Was I picking like hard units to jump out straight away and in key positions? Was the board a little bit too small? My base is too large, so there wasn't much manoeuvrability. Was it the pesky Byzantine unit that had to proxy in at the last minute when I wasn't expecting it? It should have been heavy foot. I thought the elves had the worst activations, to be honest. I thought they rolled the passing over ending turns more often. I'll have to go back and analyse it a bit more. Maybe when I do the analysis and do the editing, I will spot that. Though I do think Harold's, when he was attacking, rolled the worst attack dice and didn't quite get as many damaging hits as he should have, as he deserved, really. Or should I focus more on movement and try it out? I don't quite know. Or is it just an ambush mission? An ambush is hard for the defender. Should that be the other way around? What do you think when you played an ambush? Which side was easier for? So yeah, do let me know in the comments below any of those thoughts along those trails. What next? So what next, indeed? So Harold is going to brush himself off from his defeat, learn from your mistakes, pick yourself up and go forward. And the locals have told him that the bandit lives over there, he's taken over a shrine, we want that shrine back. He's going to go on the offensive and he's going to take it to Hassan's wolves. He's going to ferret him out of his foxhole, do you call it? I'm getting more military terms here. The bandits have taken the shrine, the locals want the shrine back. Harold Hardrada has been hired to go and attack, so it's Harold on the offensive, the bandits on the defensive. There's a little bit of history about the shrine. I think I'm going to save that for the next video. And then I've now got to think of, right, again, help me out in the comments below here. I ended that game a little bit prematurely. I had heavy cavalry about to leave the table and fleeing. However, there were ferocious foots nearby, there were other units nearby. They could have activated and charged into that heavy cavalry and possibly wiped them out. Because I ended soon and I've now cleared the table, I can't go back and sort of undo my mistake. How badly do I come down on myself for that? Do I say the heavy cavalry escape to half strength, so I could bring them back at half strength, or make them skip a game and come back in game 3? Or because the campaign says if your heavy cavalry is wiped out, I quit early, I should maybe be a bit hard on myself and say they were wiped out by the ferocious foot. I mean, they were hitting on 3 pluses. I had an army, they needed 9 hits, that's probably a little bit impossible, but there were other units nearby. Yeah, I think I'm going to take they were wiped out and maybe just have 1 heavy cavalry to go forward into the next mission. So I can't take it in the next mission. I think both of them were pretty badly damaged. I could be playing with that heavy cavalry, which is the campaign rule bits that I tried to explain at the beginning of the game. I don't think it's going to matter too much in mission 2 anyway, because it seems like that mission is going to be all about rough terrain and ferreting out enemy units from their terrain. I've got to be smart and not have the bandits charge out into the open so they get shot to pieces. But anyway, that's it. That's what to look forward to in game 2. I am going to commit to getting all 3 games in this campaign out there. And thinking about it, at the start of the video I had a complaint to University of Edinburgh about their recommended Viking list, mainly because I built it, played it, came to the table and thought, this is the wrong army, I can't use it. I had to make and paint more because I wanted a painted army for my YouTube, fully painted, not just mostly painted. So I'm less harsh on University Press about the recommended army, because going into game 2 I'm going to have to rebuild the army and maybe, you know, get a few more paints on a few more models anyway. So less on that judgment there. You've got to judge early and then change your mind. It's okay. I don't know. Is that a thing? Right, one more thing before I leave. A sneak peek at things to come. What is this? What is this? What about? We are going naval. So, never played a naval game before. I know when I was a teenager there was Man of War. I know currently there is Mantic Kings of War. And I know Osprey has a game. I have got Galleys and Galleons from Ganesha Games because I like theirs. This is a rule set based on Song and Blade Heroes, which again I've never played. Got so many rules, I just keep collecting rules. So that might be my first foray into that kind of rule set. I'm really digging. These are Forest Dragon models again, 3D printed, 3 scales of ship, battleship, ship, cruiser, patrol, frigates, patrol, yeah, battleship. I think that's it. Are there any other rule sets I should look out for? I know Black Sails. I don't know if you need the cards and things for that. That's kind of putting me off what rule set to get. So Galleys and Galleys, I know it's like qualities and things like that, and you probably don't need much to scribble down on a piece of paper. The other games, Man of War, Kings of War Armada, Black Sails, I think you might need cards and things and tokens to measure. So let me know if you can recommend a naval game for me to try with these ships, and maybe a basing system as well. Do I just need to sort of cover it so they won't fall over, or do they need specific base sizes? I think they're 1/300 scale, I think, something like that. That is it. I can't think of anything else to say. So we're looking for Harold to turn the tables on the bandits and bring it back for 1-all to get an exciting third mission where we play for a decider maybe, or will it just be Hassan wiping the floor and then and the Viking just trying to meek out a bit of a, not a total whitewash, I don't know. And who you're going to support in the next mission as well. Let's get some comments going below. I think that's all for my updates. I can't think of anything else to say. I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you for watching, Marks.